How's everything today?
Everything's doing very well. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to have you and have me on this Investor's Pitch live.
All right. Well, great. It's great to meet you via our Pitch Investors Live, and I just want to thank you for participating. Number one, and secondly, for those out there that might have tuned in, and I've already seen folks tuning in. Pitch Investors Live, just to explain it, it's an app that gives people that have an idea, a business, a service like yourself, an opportunity to actually go live on this app with an investor, and also those that are listening around us. So it's something, and I know you have a grease recycling business, and that's very interesting because I started when I was 11 years old in my father's restaurants. And so I used to see all kinds of things going on with grease. And so I'm very much looking forward to hearing about this. But there may be, the point of this is sometimes investments happen actually coming from people listening to the pitch, not actually necessarily the person you're giving the direct pitch to. But anyway,
I understand.
Having said that, I'm gonna turn the floor over to you, and want you to give us your name, your business, your personal name, your business name, and I know who you are because we've already been reading all about your product and your business. But for those listening, I want them to hear all the details of the opportunity and why this is something people should be interested in investing in.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for having me on Invention Pitch.
You bet.
My name is Geno Franco, and I came up with a concept called Grease Receiving and Holding System. Now, on my product, it prevents people from pouring grease down the main drain line of a kitchen sink altogether. And it also, my product is also preventing it from going in the landfill because it's messing up our aquifer. And I'm partnering up with the biodiesel industry to drop off containers at recycling industry once my product hits the market. I also have the mayor in my community would like to get him a new development homes. They started the floor plans right now. They're pouring the concrete already in my area. So 54% of clogging of the sewer drain, I have a photo of the Department of Water Resources showing the actual drawing of 54% of how much the clogging is in the drain line system coming from our sewer drains from our house. It costs a lot of money for plumbers. And this is what the pipes actually look like of the percentage.
Wow.
And this is what the real raw footage, because I went down and I researched and I talked to some plumbers that really are looking into the pipes. And this is what it really looks like. And that's for our clog. That's how much clog is going into our sewer drains from our house.
Wow.
And this is the actual fine product that you would go in the store. And this is what I came up with. Is right here is the drawing layout of it. Okay. Now this is an indicator light that comes on. So what you do is designed that mounts on the kitchen sink on top of the countertop, not the countertop, excuse me, on the sink itself. So what you do is once this is mounted on top of the sink, it sits flush, and you can have a color code of the container of any color you want for cabinet. And once you pour your grease, this is odorless free and self-contained. So you don't have to take it apart or nothing. So once this is full, you get a bag liner from the manufacturer when you purchase the actual unit. What happens is you put your name, your phone number, and your address on it, and you take it down to your local recycle center. So once this is full, you open the spigot and then put a pail liner with a bag liner with your name and address on it, and then you discard it. And then you take the bag and you recycle it at a recycle center, just like you would take plastic bottles and aluminum cans, and they weigh it. Now, it's a win-win for everybody because they can make money off it as well. They'll weigh it, and then they'll give them money. Or they can say, I don't want the money right now, and then keep the receipt, and then at the end of the year, they can get a tax write-off for helping the environment.
Okay.
And I have a mash that sits on top of the sink where the funnel is, where all that hard debris does not get inside the device. It'll pick it up right there. So and this will pop off, and you just clean it once in a while. So all the stuff will be clean. So you can either reuse the grease or you can recycle the grease, and it'll help the environment. So my company's valued at $200,000. I'm asking 40% for $40,000 for 20% equity in my company. But I'm also willing to do a license agreement with somebody to help me get this on the market. And I'm willing to give more if I have to in percentage.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. We just got it. Somebody just questioned it. Is this product tested in the market? That's somebody just put a question up.
I did have a manufacturer that I lined up, and this is actually a commercial device that I made myself. That's for a test run that runs on a 110 outlet plug, and this is just for commercial use. And you put the funnel on it, and then it doesn't have a clear window, so you can't tell how much is in here. But I used it to see how the heating element works, and it functions very well. So, and the container outside stays cold at all times. Right. So the heating element is inside. It's a double wall. So inside this container, there's an angle where the grease goes in, it'll flow. So when it flows, it goes right to the spigot. So it comes in a V, and it goes right there, so you don't have to take it apart or nothing on this kind of particular
model. Is the heating element there to keep it liquid so it doesn't coagulate?
That is correct. So what happens is after a while, it'll sit in there and it'll get cold and hard. Right. So the 110 plug will automatically heat it. It'll warm it up. Once it warms it up, it'll discharge.
Does this go? Where does this go in your kitchen sink?
On top of the sink. It'll mount right here on top of this kitchen sink. See the funnel? It has a pop-up funnel. You pop it up. It opens. It opens the porthole up, and then you can discard it inside the container. And then you have a pail liner there. Now, I brought this to Home Depot. I called them up. I sent this to them, and they are willing to put this on the store shelf.
Huh.
But the only thing is, I don't have it made yet. I mean, I got a prototype, but it's not functioning like what I want. Okay. If it was more than look, then I would be able.
What's this going to sell for? What's the retail selling price suggested, into your best guess?
I'm assuming $79, probably wholesale price, and then whatever they mark it up at the Home Depot. And then Home Depot will they actually have general contractors will actually mount it for them, or you can do it yourself because it's real easy to mount. And what it is the funnel sits inside the pipe. It goes in enough so it doesn't spill. So you can't mess up. You just drill a hole on the top of the sink. The funnel sits flush on the sink. You open it up, you pull it up, it opens the porthole, you discard the grease, and you don't get no odor smell or nothing.
Right. Now, does this take up one of your drains?
No, it sits on top of the sink where your soap dispenser or dishwasher dispenser would be. It'll be separate. It'll be on top of the sink area.
Oh, okay.
Now, there are some people that have soapstones, Formica, or whatever on there. You can still go through the Formica, go through the sink, and then the pipe will run down underneath the sink, and you open your cabinet. You can have it on either back wall of the side wall or the back splash wall.
It has to be installed, though, right?
That is correct. And that's what the installment will look like inside the cabinet.
Okay. How tough is the installation?
The installation wouldn't be that hard. I talked to an engineer already, and he says it's really simple. There's a mount that screws on the back of your cabinet, and this will slide right down on top of the counter right there. So this bracket will mount up on the top of your sink and where you put it, and the container will just slide right on there like a slider. So it's easy. So it's a very easy mount. The difficult part of mounting this would be putting a hole on the sink and drilling a hole. So I recommend as a plumber is you go underneath the sink first. You do a pilot hole first. That way you don't get no splinters on top. and then you come back with like a doorknob drill bit, and then you come back with tape, and then you drill a hole, which will keep it fine, and it won't have a splinter or won't crack your porcelain or anything you have. And then you just put the funnel there, and then underneath you mount all the tubes underneath, and then you plug it into a outlet plug, and you're done.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, now you're a plumber, right?
No, I'm not. No, I'm a welder by trade. But
Okay.
I talked to plumbers that I know of, friends that did it, and they said that's easy to make. That's easy to install. And Home Depot, their contractors can do it as well.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess like I think of, okay, could you sell this on HSN or QVC to the
Correct.
mass market? The problem they're going to have is you really a housewife is not capable of doing all this drilling and everything you're talking about, right?
Right.
So,
right.
so she's going to have to buy this for $149, because if it's a wholesale of 80, it's probably going to be a $149, $159 retail. So you've got, I'm just trying to get the economics understood.
I understand.
$149, $159 retail. Then you've got to get, can a plumber do the things that you just mentioned, or, so
absolutely.
So what's a plumber going to charge to do that?
The install for, when I talked to my friend, he said normally when plumbers come out, just to come out on a call is anywhere between $60 to $70. And then the installation is only going to take about maybe 15 to 20 minutes to that, because you got to just drill the hole. And then the rest of the piece is like a puzzle. It just comes right together and it mounts real easy. And you staple the cord to the back flash wall so it's not hanging down. So it's really nice, uniform installation. I also have a utility patent on this.
Yeah.
See, so I have a utility patent.
Right.
And I've been trying my hardest. I spent my earned money on all the research and the development, the patent, and everything. I've spent about $31,450 now, and I pitched this already with my working prototype that I showed you here, with all the stuff I didn't show you, to the mayor. And he's like, he loves the concept, and he says he's willing to go ahead and bring it to the board meeting and get it in a new development for me to install. And they're right now in the process of making buildings right now for low-income homes, and they want to get them in there right away.
Good. Okay, so you've got a utility patent. That's a is that a handmade prototype?
Yes, this is handmade prototype. Yes, I did it myself with a couple of my buddies. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to see how the heating element works, and it works just fine.
Okay.
I do have an engineer lined up to go ahead and make the actual mold for this particular model that I'm showing you. That he'll actually make that mold, and that's where the $40,000 will come from. But it's going to need more money later, probably. I don't know. This is my first time ever come up with an idea.
Right.
I'm just an inventor. I do body work and paint cars for a living.
Okay. So now you say Home Depot was interested. But you got to go make it.
Correct.
Did you talk to Home Depot in Atlanta or in your local area, or where?
In Florida. The main branch in Florida, the main headquarters in Florida. I called them and I sent them out a brochure, and they said that they would love to put this on the market. It is marketable. So I spent a lot of money. I went through Invent Health Admission Corporation, and they were supposed to send it out to businesses for me, which I've done research and sending it out to corporate companies. But they're just throwing the trash. They're not even really getting on it.
Right. Exactly. So I would, I think what we need to try to evaluate, by the way, Home Depot's headquarters, to my understanding, is in Atlanta. So
Atlanta, yes.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay. So, so I just we do business up there. This could be very interesting. I think Home Depot is a great place to sell it, because they can actually also hook up a plumber that they could probably do a nationwide deal that, whether it be a Roto-Rooter company or somebody that they could contract with to do installs in every part of the country. Because that's kind of, if you're going to put this across the country, you need to have the installation side figured out. Okay?
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So
that is correct.
Do you have a feel for what it's going to cost to make this yet? You said $80 wholesale. I'm just wondering where that number came from.
I talked to an actual manufacturer company engineer.
Yeah.
And they said that they'll make 3 prototypes for me, but $40,000 to get started. And then after the 3 they pick, I have to pick 1 out of the 3, and it's made in US, right here in the United States.
Okay.
So they said the mold itself and the actual product would cost about $7 for the actual container, but that's not including the heating element and all the other stuff that needs to go with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure all the way 100% on how that works, but I just got a general idea of the actual mold. And this is the concept that they came up with on the mold. That they'll make the container without the heating element.
Gotcha.
And I can either go that route, or because you need a special plastic. I call the ATP plastics, and you need a special plastic because that's 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit coming off your stove with cooking oil.
Hot grease.
Very hot, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And it's separate. It's totally separate. It's not going in the drain. It's not going in our landfill. You don't want to put coffee cans in the garbage can, because landfills have a little mash, and they use a chemical called 2709. It sprays at nighttime, and it's like a big old runner like this, and it sprays all the debris with each of the bacteria from the landfill. And eventually it gets into our aquifers and our water drain, and we're forced to buy bottled water.
Beautiful. Okay. So I mean, look, I'm in the business of making products. That's what I do. So I deal with manufacturers, I deal with mold makers, etc. My one concern when you talked about this company, they're going to make you 3 prototypes for 40 grand, but it's not going to include the electric. Okay. That doesn't, to me, that's a waste of time and money, because you at the end of the day, this thing just having the physical container of it is fine, but it needs to incorporate the electric. So maybe the manufacturer you're dealing with does not do electrical certifications and things like that. So what we need is somebody that, because they're going to make you some prototypes. You're going to go spend a bunch of money, but they're not working prototypes because they don't have the electric, right?
Right.
So we need a place that can not only make a working prototype with electric, but also can give us numbers on manufacturing this thing going forward, because that way we don't want to spend 40 grand. Maybe you can get it done for 20 grand because they're going to get the manufacturing, or maybe they won't even charge much at all, because we negotiate these deals. Because if we're going to roll this thing out, there's lots of manufacturing that's going to come from this. This isn't about a one-time fee. This is an ongoing relationship. So that's how we got to talk to these manufacturers. So
and that's why I'm coming to you, because I know that you know that category, and I appreciate that, and I really hope that we can work something out. As in make a percentage for you, and I get royalties, and just do a license agreement. Perfect. and do it that way.
Okay. So
and I would make it worth your while.
I did see your first pack of information. What I would like is for you to get back everything you showed me in today's session. I need copies of. Okay. And then I'm going to get my prototype making people in touch with you on this, so that they can get more details. Did you do any engineering yet?
No, that was part of the engineering part where they said the $40,000.
Okay. So I want my guy to get with you, and then we can see what we think we can make it for. And then we'd also love to hear, like, I don't know who it is you talk to at Home Depot, but it'd be good for us to, be able to understand Home Depot's interest, because if Home Depot said legitimately to you, hey, make this and we'll put it on the shelf, that's something that is almost like a bankable, relationship. When
Right.
you tell me I've shown my product to somebody, they're going to buy it if I can make it. I mean, I show stuff to Home Shopping Network and they say, you make that, we'll sell it. Then we go make it. Okay. That's,
Right.
but we'd like to get that, kind of proof of concept on the front end. So
Yes.
let's do that. And I've got to run today, but I think we had a good session here, and I'm excited about the opportunity and glad that we had a chance to spend a few minutes today. So
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
my pleasure. And just get back to the folks from Pitch Investors Live, and you'll hear from us within the next 7 days.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you
buddy.
so much, sir. I
Thanks so much.
appreciate it.
Take care.
Okay. Thank you.
Good job today.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.